For months, Matt Armstrong's Bugatti Veyron project has been one of the most talked about stories in the automotive world. What started as a damaged hypercar rebuild quickly became something much bigger. Viewers watched Matt take on challenges that many people believed could only be handled by Bugatti itself. Along the way, he questioned expensive repair quotes, found alternative solutions to difficult problems, and showed that some parts and repairs were not as exclusive as many people had been led to believe. Every successful repair added to the growing belief that independent mechanics and skilled enthusiasts could work on even the world's most famous hypercars without depending completely on the manufacturer. Because of that, many people saw the Veyron project as more than just a rebuild. It became a symbol of the right to repair movement and a challenge to the idea that only factory-approved workshops should have access to certain repairs. That is why recent developments have surprised so many viewers. After months of proving that he could solve problem after problem without direct help from Bugatti, Matt has now revealed that he is trying to speak with the company regarding an issue that has left the car unable to run or drive. The announcement immediately sparked discussion across social media and automotive forums. Some people see it as a major turning point in the story, while others believe it is simply a normal part of diagnosing a complex technical problem. Either way, it represents a moment that few expected to see. The same person who challenged traditional repair methods and repeatedly found independent solutions is now facing a problem that may require assistance from a manufacturer. Whether the help becomes necessary or not remains unknown. But the situation has added a new chapter to a project that has already produced countless surprises. The current problem can be traced back to an event that took place during Matt's attempt to explore the Veyron's performance capabilities. Everything appeared to be going according to plan. The car had completed long journeys without major issues, giving confidence that the restoration work had been successful. Then, without warning, a fault related to the fuel pump control module appeared and disrupted the experience. What made the situation especially frustrating was that there had been no obvious signs of trouble beforehand. The Veyron had been operating normally, making the sudden failure difficult to predict. At first, many viewers assumed the issue would be resolved quickly, just like several previous challenges on the project. After all, Matt had already overcome problems that looked impossible when they first appeared. However, weeks later, the fault still remained. Instead of preparing for a planned European road trip, the Veyron was back at the workshop. The contrast was striking. On one hand, the car looked better than ever. The exterior had received extensive attention. The wheels had been upgraded, and many visual details had been completed to a very high standard. On the other hand, none of those improvements mattered if the vehicle could not move under its own power. This created a strange situation where the Veyron appeared finished on the outside, but remained incomplete mechanically. As viewers watched updates unfold, many began asking the same question: why has this particular issue proven so difficult compared to previous problems? The answer may lie in the increasing complexity of modern automotive systems, especially in rare vehicles like the Bugatti Veyron, where electronics, software, and specialized diagnostic tools often play a major role in identifying faults. One reason the situation has attracted so much attention is because it differs from the earlier victories that helped make the project famous. Previous challenges often involve physical components that could be identified, tested, and replaced through careful investigation. Viewers remember the discussion surrounding expensive repair estimates and how some solutions turned out to be far simpler than expected. These moments created a powerful narrative because they showed that knowledge, patience, and determination could sometimes overcome costs that initially seemed overwhelming. However, electronic systems present a different type of challenge. Modern hypercars contain networks of control modules that communicate with each other through advanced software. A fault in one area can affect multiple systems, and identifying a root cause may require tools that are not easily available outside manufacturer networks. This does not necessarily mean the problem is impossible to solve independently, but it can make the process far more complicated. Unlike replacing a damaged component, diagnosing software-related issues often involves interpreting data, checking programming information, and understanding how different electronic systems interact. That complexity may explain why this particular fault has remained unresolved for a longer period. It also explains why the possibility of contacting Bugatti has generated so much discussion. Some people view it as evidence that manufacturer support still plays an important role, especially when dealing with vehicles built at the highest levels of engineering. Others argue that reaching out for information is simply part of responsible troubleshooting and does not change the broader success of the project. Regardless of which perspective proves correct, the situation highlights an important reality of modern automotive technology. Mechanical skill alone is not always enough. Increasingly, repairs involve electronics, software, and specialized knowledge that can make even experienced technicians pause before moving forward as the discussion continues. Many people have started looking at the bigger picture rather than focusing only on the fault itself. The Bugatti Veyron project has always been about more than repairing a car. It has become a conversation about ownership, access to information, and the balance between manufacturers and independent repair specialists. Supporters of Matt Armstrong often point to the fact that when someone buys a vehicle, they should have the freedom to repair and maintain it without being forced into a specific service network. They argue that owners should be able to purchase parts, access technical information, and choose who works on their cars. On the other side, manufacturers often explain that highly advanced vehicles require strict procedures to ensure safety, reliability, and quality. In the case of a hypercar capable of extreme speeds, those concerns become even more significant. A small mistake on an ordinary family car could be inconvenient, but a mistake on a vehicle engineered to travel at over 250 miles per hour could have much more serious consequences. This is why some people believe Bugatti's cautious approach is understandable, even if they disagree with certain policies. The current situation has brought those competing viewpoints back into the spotlight. If Bugatti provides useful guidance or technical assistance, some observers may see it as evidence that cooperation between manufacturers and independent specialists is possible. If the company insists on handling everything through its official network, critics may argue that it reinforces concerns about restricted access. Whatever happens next, the outcome will likely be discussed far beyond the Veyron community, because it touches on issues affecting the automotive industry as a whole. As cars become more advanced and increasingly dependent on software, questions about who can repair them and how repairs should be performed are becoming more important every year. The Veyron may be an extraordinary example, but the debate surrounding it reflects challenges that owners of many modern vehicles are beginning to face. Another reason this story continues to capture attention is the uncertainty surrounding the exact cause of the problem. At the moment, many theories exist, but very few confirmed answers have been made public. Whenever a fault appears at a dramatic moment, people naturally begin searching for explanations. Some viewers believe the issue was simply a coincidence, an unfortunate technical failure that happened during a high-profile event. Mechanical and electronic components can fail unexpectedly, even in carefully maintained vehicles. Others think there may be deeper factors involved, perhaps related to software, communication between modules, or systems that require specialized diagnostic equipment. Then there are the more dramatic theories that have spread through comment sections and online discussions. These ideas suggest that the timing of the fault was too unusual to ignore and that there could be more to the story than a simple component failure. While such theories generate excitement and attract attention, it is important to remember that speculation is not the same as evidence. At this stage, there is no publicly available proof supporting claims of deliberate interference or remote actions by the manufacturer. The most reasonable approach is to wait for more information and focus on what is actually known. What is known is that the Veyron developed a fault. The fault has not yet been fully resolved, and Matt is exploring options to get the car back on the road. Sometimes the simplest explanation turns out to be correct, even when a situation appears mysterious. Yet the uncertainty itself is part of what makes this story so compelling. People enjoy following real-world challenges where the outcome remains unknown. Every update creates new questions, and every attempt at diagnosis adds another piece of the puzzle. Until the root cause is identified, speculation will continue, but the final answer may ultimately be less dramatic and more technical than many expect. Looking ahead, several possible outcomes could shape the next chapter of the story. The first possibility is that Matt and his team identify the fault independently and repair it without direct intervention from Bugatti. If that happens, it would reinforce the message that has defined much of the project so far. It would demonstrate once again that persistence, research, and technical skill can overcome obstacles that initially seem impossible. Such an outcome would likely be celebrated by supporters who view the project as proof that independent repair remains a powerful force even in the world of hypercars. A second possibility is that Bugatti provides assistance that helps solve the problem. This would not necessarily mean the project failed, or that previous achievements become less important. Instead, it could show that cooperation between manufacturers and independent owners can produce positive results. There is also a third possibility in which the solution involves a combination of both approaches, with information from Bugatti being combined with independent expertise to reach a successful outcome. Regardless of which path is taken, the journey itself has already achieved something significant. It has encouraged people to ask questions about repair costs, access to information, and the increasing role of software in modern vehicles. It has also shown how passionate automotive communities can become when following a project that challenges expectations. For now, the Veyron remains a car caught between two realities. Visually, it appears complete and ready for adventure. Mechanically, it is still waiting for the final piece of the puzzle. That contrast perfectly captures why so many people remain invested in the story. The vehicle may be standing still at the moment, but the conversation surrounding it continues to move forward. Until the fault is resolved and the Veyron returns to the road, every update will be watched closely by fans eager to discover whether this challenge becomes another victory for independent repair or a reminder that some problems still require manufacturer involvement. One aspect that makes this story particularly interesting is how much has changed public perception of hypercar ownership. Traditionally, cars like the Bugatti Veyron have been viewed as machines that exist in a world completely separate from ordinary vehicles. Most people assume that every repair requires factory technicians, specialized transport, and enormous bills that only the wealthiest owners can afford. Matt Armstrong's project challenged many of those assumptions. By documenting the repair process step by step, he gave viewers a rare look behind the curtain. People who had never seen the inner workings of a Veyron suddenly found themselves learning about wiring, diagnostics, components, and maintenance procedures. The project transformed a mysterious hypercar into something that felt more understandable. That does not mean the Veyron is a simple vehicle. Far from it. It remains one of the most advanced and complex cars ever produced. However, the project showed that knowledge can reduce the intimidation factor surrounding even the most exclusive machines. This is one reason why the current fault has attracted so much attention. Viewers are not just watching a car being repaired. They are watching a test of everything the project has represented from the beginning. If another independent solution is found, it will strengthen the idea that difficult problems can be solved through persistence and expertise. If manufacturer involvement becomes necessary, it will highlight the limits that still exist when dealing with highly specialized technology. Either outcome will provide valuable lessons for enthusiasts and professionals alike. More importantly, it will continue the conversation about how future vehicles should be supported, repaired, and maintained. As automotive technology becomes increasingly digital, stories like this may become more common. The challenges facing the Veyron today could eventually affect a much wider range of vehicles tomorrow. At the center of everything is a simple question that remains unanswered. What exactly is preventing the Veyron from returning to the road? Until that question is resolved, every theory remains just a theory. What can be said with certainty is that the project has already achieved far more than many people expected when it first began. A damaged hypercar that seemed destined to remain a complicated restoration project has already been transformed into a functioning, visually stunning machine. Numerous obstacles that once appeared impossible have been overcome. That history is why many viewers remain confident that a solution will eventually be found. Matt Armstrong's audience has watched him face setbacks before, and they have seen him return with answers when few expected success. The current challenge may be one of the toughest yet, but also creates an opportunity to learn more about the hidden systems that power one of the world's most famous cars. Whether the solution comes from independent investigation, manufacturer support, or a combination of both, the result will likely provide another fascinating chapter in a project that has already captured the attention of millions. For now, the Veyron sits waiting, fully restored in appearance, but still carrying a technical mystery beneath its bodywork. The next update could reveal a breakthrough, another setback, or an entirely unexpected twist. That uncertainty is exactly what keeps viewers coming back. The story is no longer just about repairing a Bugatti. It is about determination, problem-solving, and the ongoing struggle between complexity and understanding in the modern automotive world. And until the engine starts, the fault disappears, and the Veyron finally returns to the open road, the story remains unfinished as the waiting continues. Another interesting question has started to emerge among viewers and automotive enthusiasts. What happens if this issue takes much longer to solve than anyone expects? Modern YouTube projects often move quickly from one challenge to the next, keeping audiences engaged with regular updates and visible progress. The Bugatti Veyron project has followed that pattern for much of its journey. Each episode introduced a new obstacle, followed by an investigation, a breakthrough, and eventually a solution. That cycle created momentum and kept viewers invested in the story. However, electronic faults can be very different from mechanical problems. A broken part can often be identified through inspection and testing. Software-related issues, communication errors between modules, or faults hidden deep within a vehicle's electronic systems can require weeks or even months of investigation. In some cases, technicians may need to eliminate dozens of possibilities before finding the real cause. That reality means the next stage of the Veyron project could become the most challenging yet. Rather than focusing on replacing components, the process may involve research, diagnostic data, and conversations with specialists who understand systems that very few people ever work on. While this type of troubleshooting may not